There's no Moogle, the Google of World of Warcraft transmogs. There's no new PvP, where I make fun of people who play WoW with 12 thumbs. Of course, I point the finger at myself, so it's all good. There's no machinima, and I want to do more machinima, but there's no goofy gnome, there's no pissed off goblin. There's no personal viewpoint where I'm pissed off and frustrated with WoW, but yet, you know what? Even though I sound like an angry guy who had one too many beers in a bar, I want to challenge Blizzard back to greatness. Yeah, they don't watch my videos, but maybe someday, somehow they will. And there's no PvP, no DK, no Shadow Priest, no Warlock, no Shoutouts. I just can't dial it down from what happened Saturday morning. I'm not built that way. And if you happen to miss the last video I produced, Saturday morning I was looking through all the people I am subscribed to with every intent of demonstrating support with a positive comment and a like on their videos. And in those videos, I heard a lot of laughter, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of positive energy. But Crowbar Cannon's video was very different. It was a kid who was very distressed, a kid who was very, very down on himself. And I just had to do something. Now, to give you an update on that, to the best of my knowledge, he is currently in a hospital. Physically, he's doing okay. Psychologically, he's still kind of in the darkness of the woods. He did reach out and post some comments on his channel, but they just don't seem that right. And the kid has got a long way to go. And I think what we did was the right thing. And you guys are my heroes. You really are. Without sounding condescending, I felt very, very proud. And I looked at the comments that you wrote. It was full of honesty, it was full of wisdom, it was full of encouragement, and it was full of humility in a very good way. I used the term or the word humility in a very, very good way. You guys responded. And for that, I am very, very grateful. Because one of the reasons I create videos is to help people, to inspire people, to entertain people, to show people a different perspective, and also challenge people. All of those aforementioned things are a very big part of who I am. And that's kind of something that I've avoided on YouTube. But this whole Crowbar Cannon thing suddenly made it personal. And I feel kind of a need to tell you a little bit about who I am, where I've come from, and where it is I want to go. I'll start off with my career, because I think that's what is most appropriate and fits this whole topic right now. My career has always been a divergent road. One goes to the left, one goes to the right. On one side, we have the salesperson. I started off on Wall Street, where I worked for 6 years, and I was very, very successful. But also, I was under an incredible, amazing amount of stress. It was just like, I'd have like 10 cups of coffee a day. Never did drugs, but I was just strung out all the time, couldn't sleep, just always wired on caffeine. And my blood pressure went through the roof. Doctors were just like, oh my God. I mean, it was like I had the high blood pressure of a 65-year-old man. It wasn't right. I wasn't even 30. And then after a few months of this, knowing this whole blood pressure situation, I had to leave. It wasn't worth the price of my health. Even if I had a secure future by the age of 40 or 45, which was probably going to be the case, I had to leave. And I made a successful transition into other sales. But the core of who I am as a salesperson has always been Wall Street. I learned how to use my voice to its greatest capacity. I learned how to sell people just about anything. I learned how to inspire people. I learned how to motivate people. I learned how to excite people. That's where I learned it all. It was an amazing experience. Now, the other part of me is that of an artist. I'm a poet. I've published poetry. I'm a short story writer. I've written many short stories, and I've published quite a few. And I am a writer, a man who's written 6 novels, of which all of them have been rejected, although one has almost been published. And I continue to do that. And there's something inside of me that just needs to create. It's not a desire. It's not a want. It's not even a need. In a way, it's a need. It's like a hunger. It's a hunger. If I don't do it, I am impossible to deal with. You could ask my family, you could ask my friends, you could ask any ex-girlfriend. I am impossible to deal with if I'm not creating for like more than 2 weeks. And that's why YouTube just makes sense for me. It gives me a platform, it gives me a stage, it lets me create. And I'm telling you, creation of anything, words, videos, it's a hunger for me. And I love doing YouTube. And by the demonstration that you guys set forth towards Crowbar Cannon really, really makes it worthwhile for me. I also reached out to a lot of the big WoW YouTubers because I was familiar with them. And I reached out to a lot of the big Minecraft YouTubers because that's the game that Crowbar Cannon primarily played. And I thought maybe they would have a sense of community and help out the kid. Do you know how many people responded to me? We're talking people that have north of 100,000 subs to as many as a million subs. Do you know how many responded? I reached out to about 30 people. Do you know how many responded? 0. That bothers me. Now, I understand if you have 500,000, 1 million subs, a couple 100,000 subs, it's impossible to keep up with all the emails, all the comments. You're talking thousands in a given day. But the point is, I bet you they're not even looking in that direction. And that is not a relationship. What do their subscribers get from it? I mean, most of these people do not even bother to give away a cup of coffee from Starbucks. Some of them do give a lot. And one of those people may like his videos, may not like his videos, but I commend him because he gives back. Might not be pulling money out of his pocket, but I don't give a fuck. He gives back, and that person is Swifty. I've seen him give away a $7,000 computer. I've seen him give away Raisin Nagas by the fistful. And for that, I applaud him. He's giving back to the community. And I've seen people, YouTubers that have over 1 million subscribers, they don't even give a fucking Starbucks coffee to their subscribers. There's something wrong with that. That is not a relationship with your subscribers. That is a worship with your subscribers. I don't want to be that guy. Now, it's going to come to a point, and hopefully I have this problem, where it's going to be very difficult for me to respond to people personally. But I will tell you this. I will not forget any single one of you people that stepped up and responded to my call to compassion. I don't care if I have 1 million subs. I don't care if I have 2 million subs. I will not forget. And I'll tell you what I will also not forget. The people who did not respond. Now, I understand the complications and responsibilities of real life. I have real life too. I do understand. And there are quite a few people that didn't see that video, that have watched other videos of mine. And I know if they saw that video, in my heart of hearts, that they would have responded much like the people who did respond. And I know who those people are, and I think you people know who you are as well. The people I'm talking about are probably not even watching this video, but they're the people that haven't commented on my videos in weeks. Meanwhile, they've been consistently uploading. They've been very active uploading, and I've been pumping their channel with positive comments and likes, and they are no-shows on my channel. Some of them have received shout-outs from me. Some of them might be frustrated that they haven't received shout-outs from me. But the point is, if you're in it for just the shout-out and your 10 or 15 or 20 subscribers that you might get, you're missing the whole fucking point.
Suffolk beast.
There are no direwolves south of the wall.
No, there are 5. You want to hold it?
Where will they go? Their mother's dead.
They don't belong down here.
Better a quick death.
They won't last without their mother.
Right. Give it here.
No!
Put away your blade.
Take orders from your father, not you.
Please, Father.
I'm sorry, Bran.
Lord Stark. There are 5 pups. 1 for each of the Stark children. The direwolf is a sigil of your house. They were meant to have them.
That clip, of course, is from the greatest show to exist in this world, Game of Thrones. Check it out. The point of that whole scene is those 5 wolves, actually it's 6 wolves, dire wolves, that were spared. were given to the Stark children. And those wolves, those loyal beasts as they grew, either saved the lives of their master, furthered their master's cause, or died for their master. They were so instrumental in each of those Stark kids' lives. Each one of those wolves. And my point is, you don't know who's going to be instrumental in your life. Particularly, I'm talking about YouTube. That's why you reach out to people. That's why you don't sit around and wait for me to give you a shout out. That's why you go into the comments of the shout out video and you reach out to those people. I reached out to them. They're going to be receptive to you. You will get more subscribers by reaching out to the people in the comments than you will from my shout out. That is a fucking fact. And here's another fact. What I'm going to do going forward is very, very simple. About a week before I give you a shout out, I'm going to send you an email and through YouTube. And I'm going to give you an opportunity to leverage that shout out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, you're going to be getting a shout out in exactly 1 week or 8 days. And what you should do is tell people in your videos, I'm going to give you a shout out, and try to do a collaborative with someone. And when you do that collaborative, when people go to watch your videos, when I give you a shout out, they're going to watch that other person in a collaborative. You're going to get more leverage that way. And another thing I'm going to do, and I think you should do, is something that Vandalia did. When in my last shout out video, he individually reached out to every person in the comments and kind of guided them along. And it was brilliant. And I applaud you for that, because that's something I'm going to do when I get a shout out from someone. And it's something that you should do when you get a shout out from me. Guys, it's not going to come knocking at your door. You got to reach out to people that are smaller than you or around your size and build it brick by brick by brick. That's what I'm doing. And I want to know if you're on board with me. Since I started doing shout out videos, I've done 15. Wish I did more. Will try to do more going forward, which means I've given out 45 shout outs. Out of those 45 shout outs that I gave, 40% of them went bye-bye. They disappeared maybe right after they got a shout out or a week after they got a shout out. So they took their 10, 15, maybe 20 subscribers that they got over a week's time and packed it up and left. Bad move. Really bad move. Because this is about building a community. This is about building a support system. This is about building people, a network of people that you can easily approach to do a collaborative with and grow your channel. That's how the big YouTubers did it. That's how I'm going to do it. I want to know if that's how you're going to do it and be a part of it. Because I'll tell you this, I am an ambitious person. I do aspire to be big on YouTube. I don't have a fucking clue how I'm going to get there. I'm kind of learning all this as I go along and doing the best I can. But I do learn quick. I learn very quick. And I will figure it out. And when I do, those people that no longer pop into my videos, they may or may not still be subscribed. They might come knocking when I have 5,000 or 10,000 or 20,000 subs. And you know what? I'm not answering the fucking door. Prior to this video, you guys might have thought I was a very kind guy, very nice guy. And I think at the heart of me, I am. I truly believe that. I have an enormous capacity for kindness. But by the same token, and much like Daenerys Targaryen, the mother of dragons, who also has a great capacity for kindness, if someone takes advantage of that kindness, they have an equal capacity for retribution. Now, I'm not going to be vengeful or aggravated or pissed off. That's not what I'm going to do. That's unconstructive. But I will say this. If I do reach 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 subs, and one of these people who disappeared after I gave him a shout out comes knocking on my door for something, whatever it might be, another shout out, a little help, criticism, whatever, collaborative, like I said, I'm not answering the door. It's not happening. I'm going to be listening to Bruce Springsteen really loud, and I'm not hearing the bell ring. However, those of you that were there for me when I needed you, when I had a call for compassion, I will always answer the door. And I want you to hold me accountable for everything I said in this video if I ever steer off that path. Because I don't want to be the guy who gives nothing back. I don't want to be the guy who is there to be worshipped. But I will answer the door for those of you that are on board here and now. For those of you that responded to my last video, I will always answer the door for you. I appreciate that from the bottom of my heart. So keep in mind, though, that there's still a couple of ways that you can guarantee yourself a shout out. One is put someone in their place respectfully and tactfully when they ask me for a shout out, because nothing fucking pisses me off more. No one's done that, and people have peppered my videos with that stupidity. Even after watching my shout out video that says, don't ask me for a shout out, and the first thing they say, I have 134 subscribers and I upload in, HD. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. The program is about a community. When you start telling me why you need a shout out, when you start telling me why you're special, I don't fucking care. This is about a community. This is about building a support system. This is about a team. And when you start telling me that, I am 95% sure that you're just in it for a shout out. And that's not what I'm looking for, because like I said, there's a plan B to all this. And the second way that you can guarantee yourself a shout out is to be the first person to answer the trivia question in the video. Usually it's halfway or 2/3 of the way into the video. If you're resourceful, you can figure it out for yourself. But if you're the first person to answer it and answer it correctly, you'll guarantee yourself a shout out. And out of the 200 or 300 people that initially will watch one of my new shout out videos within the first week or less than a week, 5 days maybe 2 people take a shot at it. That's not a good number. So people are missing opportunities. And that's a bad thing in any aspect of your life. So I think you guys know a little bit more about me. Tell me a little bit more about you. And stay tuned for greatness, because I am stepping things up to the best of my capacity to improve on my strengths, to improve on my weaknesses, and to grow my channel. Are you with me?